And so we find that life is like a garden. Some of the flowers in that garden are brilliant and prominent. Others are small and humble. But all are equally important in the overall shape of things. So it is with people.
Rubbish.
Before we sing the last hymn, I have an important announcement. As many of my flock will know, I have labored as your shepherd in this parish for 23 years.
Too long.
There comes a time when the shepherd must move on to fresh woods and pastures new, hand over his crook and leave his flock to the care of another.
Hey.
What's up?
Be quiet.
Well, I was being quiet.
What is it? What are you doing now, Clifford?
I'm not doing nothing.
I tell you that the wind is tempered to the shorn land. And so I shall be moving onward, indeed upward, to a larger parish.
Huh?
I know I shall carry with me your gratitude for my work here and your good wishes.
Good riddance.
Now, as we rise and sing the last hymn, I must record the deplorable fact that last Sunday in the collection plate was found a button and a foreign coin.
Well, that's not right.
No, terrible, isn't it?
I know for a fact it was 2 foreign coins.
Excuse me, my lord. I have some urgent business to attend to.
Thank you, dear lady.
You can take off your hassock if you want.
Big pardon?
That's all right, Vicar. She means your Cossack.
Thank you, no.
Cup of tea?
I shan't stop more than a moment.
Oh, that's quite all right. Mr. Bodkin! Wonder where he's got to. Funny, wasn't it? You know, the way he rushed out of church like that.
Yes, I wouldn't mind, Vicky, you know, but it's him that makes us go.
Oh, well, he's quite right, son. Excuse me.
Surely.
After all, you're the squire here. It's up to you to set a good example, isn't it, Vicar?
Quite. Which brings me to the purpose of my visit. Tomorrow, your lordship, the bishop is coming here to speak to you.
I haven't done anything.
I never said you had, your lordship.
I mean, it was about that Irish sixpence in the collection. That was an accident.
Oh, he can't get used to this new money, you see, Vicar.
No, I never even got used to the old money.
Oh, it won't happen again, Vicar. Give him another chance,
Yes, we seem to be at cross purposes. The bishop is coming here for ecumenical reasons.
Oh, very nice.
Yes, as I mentioned in church, I am leaving the parish and the bishop wishes to consult you about replacing me.
Oh, well, I don't know, Vicar. I don't think I'm cut out for it.
The bishop wishes to seek your opinion. The point is, your lordship, the living of Little Clogborough is in your gift.
Oh, is it?
Yes, the bishop wishes to consult you. Well, I'd best be on my way. I'll say, cheery bye, dear lady. Your lordship?
Yes, I'll see you out,
No,
Vicar.
don't bother. Thank you very much. I'll see myself out, dear lady.
All right, then. Cheery bye, Vicar. Here he comes, the lost sheep.
Here, what is all this about, Mr. Bodkin?
I beg your pardon, my lord.
Well, old Baldy there, he said the bishop was coming here tomorrow. Something about the new vicar.
Ah, yes, I wanted to have a word with you about that, my lord. You see, you have a hand in the new vicar's induction.
You are?
You know, Clifford, induction. It's like, you know, they make you take all your clothes off, don't they, Mr. Bodkin? And then they dip you in the swimming bath.
Well, I'm having nothing to do with that.
With all due respect to your dear lady mother's knowledge of church matters, it is in fact quite different. As the Earl of Clogborough, you have the right to appoint a vicar to the living of Little Clogborough in the Marsh.
Oh, why is it up to me?
Well, your ancestors built and endowed the church, and you have inherited the right to appoint a new vicar. There we are, my lord. Surprising what a bit of spit and polish does. You look every inch the...
Every inch the what?
I'm not quite sure, my lord, but... whatever it is you look like, you look it every inch.
Oh, thank you very much. Mind you, I don't know why we're bothering. It's only a bishop.
True, the bishop is only a lord spiritual, whilst you are a lord temporal. But even so, the bishop can open many doors for you.
Oh, well, there's a door you can open for me.
That is the bishop. Now, don't panic. Whatever you do, keep calm. And above all things, be polite to him.
Right-o. I'll call him Grace.
Yeah. No. The term you're referring to is your grace, but that is reserved for archbishops. Good morning, my lord. Oh.
Morning, Bodkin. Has the bishop arrived yet?
Not yet, sir, no, but his august presence is expected at any moment.
Good, then we're in time. Go through Henry.
Thank you, sir.
Now then, Bodkin, I have a bone to pick with you.
Indeed, sir.
I am referring to that disgraceful exhibition in church yesterday, rushing out in that disgusting fashion. I can only conclude, Bodkin, that my remarks about foreign coins in the collection plates struck home.
Oh, no. No, by no means, sir, no. The reason for my hurried exit from the church was your powerful sermon and its dynamic message, sir.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What in particular did you find so affecting, Bodkin? My sermon dealt exclusively, and I hope profoundly, with the theme of brotherly love.
Exactly, sir, yes, brotherly love. I rushed out to telephone my brother Theobald.
Oh, well, I will consider the matter closed, Bodkin.
Thank you, sir.
But brotherly love, Bodkin, includes more than your brother Theobald. All men are brothers, Bodkin.
Really, sir, I will remember that. Thank you, sir. Old twit.
Ah, your lordship, have you met my companion, the Reverend Henry Smock?
Oh, so that's who it is.
Is the Earl, is he, he keeps calling me Grace.
Ours is not to judge, Henry. It occurred to me that you might accept Henry as a candidate for the living of Little Clogborough in my place. He is my cousin.
Oh, aye.
The passing on of a stewardship, a certain continuity.
I'm sure his lordship will give the matter the most careful consideration, sir.
Kindly keep your place, Bodkin.
Yes, sir. Excuse me, my lord.
If your lordship had in mind any changes in the services at Little Clogborough, I feel only too happy that I could come to some arrangement.
Oh, no, not really. No. Mind you, I've always thought it'd be very nice to have a few choir boys.
Your lordship, the Right Reverend, the Lord Bishop of Woolchester.
Ah, your lordship, a great pleasure, a great pleasure.
How do you do, your holiness?
Good morning, my lord.
What? Oh, it's you, Pilkington Smythe. Who is that with you?
Allow me to present the Reverend Henry Smock, my cousin. It did occur to me...
That he could fill your shoes at Little Clogborough? Well, I'm sure his lordship here will know what to think of that. Hey, your lordship.
Well...
Exactly, your lordship. Allow me to present to you the Reverend Ernest Benson, a bright young man of just the sort the church needs to fill a challenging post like Little Clogborough.
How do?
Oh, thank you kindly. How are you?
Benson here is a ball of fire, a ball of fire. I think we can safely say that, can't we, Benson?
Well, if you think so, Uncle.
Did I hear the young man address you as uncle?
Well, I am...
Oh, well, then he must be your nephew.
Oh, well done, my lord. We're very sparkling today, aren't we?
My sister's boy, your lordship. It's sheer coincidence, of course, but he simply happens to be the very man for this appointment.
With all due deference, Bishop, I venture to suggest that in terms of experience, my cousin Henry...
Yes, Pilkington Smythe, but the church wants youth. Don't you think so, my lord?
Well,
I think we all know his lordship's liking for youth.
You are?
So, what about this appointment, my lord? Who is it to be, then?
Well, I don't really know. I mean, well, it's either your nephew or his cousin.
Your Lordship, my Lord Bishop, gentlemen, may I present the Reverend Theobald Bodkin, my brother.
Are you still at it, Mr. Bodkin?
Hammer and tongs, my lord.
All right, carve up. Is this the bishop's nephew, old Baldy's cousin, and your flaming brother? All we want now is Charlie's aunt.
You! What are you two doing stood there? What's going on in that room?
There are 5 vicars in that room, Mother, all shouting the odds at one another. And one of them is Mr. Bodkin's brother, Theobald.
Oh, you never told me you had a brother, Mr. Bodkin.
You never asked, madam.
Well, I'd have thought you'd have mentioned it, seeing as how he's a parson.
We Bodkins are not given to boasting, madam. We're a modest family.
Well, you got a lot to be modest about.
And this brother of yours, Mr. Bodkin, where is he a parson at?
He is, between livings at the moment, madam.
What do you mean, like no fixed abode?
Out of work, like?
Theobald has always pursued his calling in foreign parts. Wherever the Union Jack has fluttered, there has been Theobald spreading the word, wrestling with the savage and the heathen.
That must have been very hard on his wife, Mr. Bodkin.
He's a bachelor, madam.
Oh, really?
He has, however, from time to time expressed a wish to settle down in some quiet corner of the English countryside, like little Clogborough, for instance, where, if fortune were to smile upon him, he might take a wife to comfort his autumnal years.
Very nice.
Here, hold on a minute to see it all now. It's a fiddle. You want me to pick your brother for the vicar's job, don't you?
Well, there is a certain fitness in the matter, my lord. Here are you, with the living in your gift. And there is Theobald, a clergyman, requiring a position. And after all, he is a Bodkin.
Oh, yeah. That's another snag.
What little Clogborough needs is a man who can fit into the community. Like my cousin Henry here. He would make a popular sporting parson.
What's so sporting about your cousin Henry?
He used to open the bowling for Harrow, didn't you, Henry?
Fast medium outswingers, if you must know.
Oh, bless my soul. When your cousin Henry was bowling these donkey drops for Harrow, I was fending off native spears in the Upper Congo. Outswingers, inswingers, the lot. And believe me, when a naked savage is throwing a spear at you, you need to be able to spot his googly.
Yes, yes. Sporting achievement and experience in the outposts of empire are all very well. In my view, and remember, I speak as bishop, the parish of Little Clogborough needs a youthful, dynamic approach. A young man who can cut right through to the heart of things, tread on a few toes, speak up frankly and fearlessly.
Oh, yes, and besides...
Shut up, Ernest, leave this to me.
Don't send a boy on a man's errand, Bishop. Believe me, I know these up-country places like Little Clogborough. Outward calm and serene, but underneath a simmering cauldron with a discontented native lurking behind every bush, waiting to slit your gizzard.
Well, I hope you all make yourselves at home.
Does anybody mind if a lady comes in?
Why, who is she?
Clifford.
On your feet, sir, when a mem-sahib enters the room.
You better meet the bishop. Bishop, this is me, ma'am, the bishop.
I'm most pleased to meet you, madam.
I knew it was you because of your funny trousers. It's not everybody that can wear them, you know.
Quiet.
As a matter of fact, Bishop, I'm really very interested in religion.
Oh, really, madam?
Oh, yes. There was a time, mind you, I'm speaking about a few years back, when I was thinking of taking the veil.
Yeah, but the shopkeeper was watching us, so she had to put it back.
He doesn't understand these things, you see.
Oh, yes, I do.
I suppose, my lord, you take a keen interest in religion?
Well, a lot of it's too deep for me, you know, Bishop, but I did learn a poem once. I've never forgotten that.
Indeed. May we hear it, my lord?
Oh, well, no, I don't like
Oh, come, my lord. I'd be most interested to hear it.
Well, all right, it goes like this. Roses are reddish, violets are bluish. If it wasn't for Christmas, we'd all be Jewish.
Very nice, wasn't it?
If I might cut in here, Bishop. We're all champing at the bit while you're monopolising this lovely lady.
Oh, this is Mr. Bodkin's brother, ma'am, you know, Theobald.
Oh, how do you do, Padre?
By gad, Ma'am, you're a sight for sore eyes.
Oh, thank you.
Mind you, when you don't see a white woman from one year's end to another, you're apt to get a bit rough and ready in your ways. You must forgive an old jungle hand like me if I've forgotten the finer points of how to deal with a pretty woman.
I could forgive you anything, Padre.
Oh, God.
The man thinks he's still in the jungle.
We'll see about that. Mrs. Basket, I'd like you to meet my cousin, Henry Smock.
By God, take your hand off that lady's arm, sir. I've seen men shot for less than that in Matabele land.
You're not in Matabele land now, sir.
I warn you, Pilkington Smythe. The man who violates the law of the jungle does so at his own peril.
The law of the jungle, Mr. Bodkin, carries no weight here in Little Clogborough.
Gentlemen, please. We don't want any quarrelling over Mrs. Basket.
Oh, I don't know, Bishop.
Come, my dear lady. Yes. I'd like you to meet a young man whom you'll find most enthralling. My sister's boy, as a matter of fact.
Wonderful woman. Your mother, my lord. I don't know what Redvers was referring to in his letters, but mind you, I'm a bit out of touch. Perhaps the old harp is the latest slang for a bit of hot stuff, eh?
He writes to you, does he?
Redvers? Now and again. Or I get word on the jungle drums.
Where are you living now?
Upriver. At Twickenham. Mind you, that's only a temporary base.
You're a bit different from our Mr. Bodkin, aren't you?
Oh, bless you, yes. I don't understand him at all. Idling his time away, looking after some half-witted aristocrat.
Oh, right, all right, all right.
Present company accepted, of course.
Oh, yeah, well, in that case, it's different.
Sit down. I'll tell you something about Redvers.
Yeah?
He was always a bit of a milksop, even as a boy. He cried when his tadpoles died.
What did they die of?
What? It was all part of my training, you see, for rough and ready life, living off the land and so forth. I ate them.
Well, that wasn't very nice.
On the contrary, they were very tasty. Tell you something else about Redvers. Took his teddy bear to bed with him till he was 14. We had to prise it off him by force.
I wouldn't be surprised if you ate that too.
Much point in eating a teddy bear, would there, old man? I mean, after all, you're not likely to stumble across a teddy bear in the jungle or the desert, are you?
Yeah. Well, you're not likely to stumble across many tadpoles, are there?
I'm glad you two are getting to know each other. What do you think of my big son, Mr. Bodkin?
Oh, a spirited youth, madam. A year or two in the tropics, we'll soon make a man of him.
Oh, well, we'll have to see about that, Padre. In the meantime, how would it be if I were to show you over the house?
What a delightful prospect.
Well, you might as well get used to the layout, seeing as how you're going to be our new vicar.
Dear, hang on a minute, Mother. I don't know about that.
Well, I do. You'll choose him, our Clifford, or I'll do you. Now then, should we start with the conservatory?
Why not?
It can get very tropical in there.
Go.
Ah, your lordship, I see you've been having a long talk with our colonial colleague. Have you managed to ascertain his standpoint on ecumenical matters?
Oh, yes, Bishop. He's a tadpole eater.
Tadpole eater?
The Methodists aren't going to like it.
I'm sure Mr. Bodkin is eminently suited for the jungle, your lordship, but I would hardly have thought him the ideal incumbent for Little Clogborough. Now, my cousin Henry...
No, Pilkington Smythe, not at all suitable. This must be all very puzzling for you, your lordship.
Well,
I must say, when I came here this morning, bringing young Ernest with me, I thought the matter was as good as settled. But I arrived at the hall, and what do I find? A veritable multiplicity of candidates.
Well, it's the wet weather, Bishop. They come in out of the garden.
Well, now, this appointment, your lordship, will you, that is, have you formed any firm opinions yet?
Oh, well, me mum likes that Mr. Theobald. She reckons I've got to pick him.
I fear Mrs. Basket is very, very susceptible to the rough male approach.
Well, you can't compete there, Pilkington Smythe.
How are matters proceeding, my lord?
Well, my mum fancies your Theobald. She wants him to be vicar, or no?
I rather anticipated that. After all, he has somewhat of a reputation as a lady killer.
More of a tadpole killer, if you ask me. I was really sorry when he told me that, you know, Mr. Bodkin. I think it was a dirty, rotten trick.
A word of warning. my lord, about Theobald's reminiscences. He may be a clergyman, but everything he says is not necessarily gospel.
Oh, and listen, if you want to borrow a teddy bear any night, just you ask me.
He told you about Teddy. That teddy bear.
I hold you responsible for this, Bodkin. Yes. Pushing your brother forward, scheming and conniving, and to think that you had the nerve to use my own sermon as justification. It's extraordinary.
Yes, sir, I was surprised to find one of your sermons coming in handy.
That is gross insolence, Bodkin. Think yourself lucky I'm not stopping on here as your vicar.
Oh, I do, sir. I consider myself extremely lucky in that respect.
Oh, there you are, Mr. Bodkin. Oh, I do like your brother Theobald.
Oh, I'm so glad, madam. Where is he, by the way?
Oh, I left him in the conservatory, trying to put his mosquito net up.
Ah, settling in, eh? Yes. Do I take it that you favour him for the post of the new vicar?
Oh, definitely, yes. Clifford and me both think that he's just the right man for our parish.
You hear that, Pilkington Smythe? They're going to make that Tarzan substitute the new vicar. Well, there's only one thing to be done, and you are the only man who can do it.
You mean?
Yes.
But what will my wife say? Last Sunday, I announced my departure from this parish. This week I must announce that I shall not be leaving after all. I know how glad you will all be to hear that. Because of certain wicked manoeuvrings that were taking place over the appointment of my successor, the bishop in his wisdom decided that I must stay here. In short, the promotion that was to have been mine has gone to another, and I must soldier on here.
Oh, Theobald.
Bear up, madam. Our loss is Bechuanaland's gain.
My sermon today is taken from Matthew, chapter 3, verse 7. Oh, generation of vipers! Who hath warned you to flee from the wrath to come?
He's going to have us, Mr. Bodkin.
Steady the buffs.
Yeah.